Hey everybody, Don Georgievich here. I hope you're doing well today. Hopefully you have a second interview because in this video I'm going to teach you how you can prepare yourself for your second interview. So if you got a second interview, pat yourself on the back. Congratulations. That means there's a company out there that likes you, they see value in you, and they want to explore that with you further. They want to see if you want to work there too. So when you go to the second interview, now don't worry. Don't worry if you stumble on a question or two. This is natural. It's okay. You don't have to go in there and answer every question perfectly. It's okay to stumble on your answers. It's okay. It shows that you're real. It humanizes you. It shows that this is a natural setting and everything is not perfect. So if you stumble on a question or two, don't worry about it. Just shake it off and move on to the next one. Don't get yourself down over that. So before you go into your second interview, make sure you have a plan for how you're going to do this job. They're going to want to hear it. They're going to want to hear how you think you're going to overcome the challenges that are facing this position. So a good idea is to fully understand what they expect from you. So you may even want to go in with some type of 3 to 6 month plan, some kind of outlook that shows them you've been thinking about the challenges of this position, and here is how you plan to do it. Whether it's right or wrong, they're going to be impressed because you put some thought into this job. And when you put thought, when you take your personal time, when you put thought into this job, that shows that you're genuinely interested in working for them. It shows that you want to be there, that you want to be a player, and that this is the kind of person you're going to be if they hire you. Someone who's always thinking forward about, the challenges that are around the corner. So having a plan is one of the best ways to let them know you are super serious about this job. Because believe it or not, just because you're there at the interview and you're looking for jobs, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are super hyper interested in working for them. It just means you're looking for a job. And they can't necessarily sense how enthusiastic you are about the job. So this is one way to take that to the next step and show them that you have a plan for the job and here's how you're going to do it. Trust me, they will be impressed. But more than anything, let them know you understand their challenges, their pains. Every company has pains. They have challenges, they have hurdles. I mean, why else would they be hiring you? They're hiring you because they have some problems that they need resolved, whatever they are. It could just be a simple job, they need somebody to do certain things, but in a nutshell, they have a problem and they're looking to you for a solution to that problem. So let them know that you understand what they're going through, what their challenges are. Repeat it back to them. And then what they're going to think is, they're going to be like, you know what? This guy or this woman really understands us. This is the kind of person that we want working for us. So make sure that message comes through in your interview performance. So in a second interview, they're starting to believe that you have something to offer. So don't disappoint them. Let them know that you're a team player and give examples from your past work experience that shows how you have worked with teams of people to accomplish certain things in your last job. I mean, it's one thing to just say, yes, I'm a team player, but it's another to tell them how you were a team player. Put it in context for them. Don't just say I'm a team player. This is how I was a team player. These are the teams that I worked on. These are the teams that I built. Communicate that effectively to them. Let them know that you're a leader, a teacher, and back that up with real life examples. I mean, actually, you've been all of those things whether you realize it or not. You've been a teacher, you've been a leader, you've been a team player. You just probably don't realize it when you break it down like that. But we're all of those things. And this is what companies are looking for. They're looking for people to lead. They're looking for people to teach and to share their knowledge, to share what they know with other people. Instead of just keeping all that information inside, you want to let them know that you're the kind of person that likes to share that information so that everybody knows, so that everybody's on the same page. And when you have good communication in a company, that makes for a healthy company. You also want to be prepared to talk about specific examples from your work, because they're going to ask you, they're going to want to dig deeper into your ability to do this job. And you don't want to just say, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I have that kind of experience. You want to give them specifics. When they ask you questions, you not only want to tell them that, yes, I can do that, but you want to tell them, here's how I've done that before. Let me give you an example. Here's a project I worked on that used this kind of software, or whatever it was. Give them specific examples of things you've done in your last job that are going to communicate that you are extremely qualified and knowledgeable to do this job. You want to remove all the doubt from their minds, because they have a lot of doubt. From anybody that they interview, they have a lot of doubt about their abilities to do the job. And so the interview is a way to test you, to make sure that you understand what their problems are and that you can be a solution to them. And the best way to do that is to talk about how you have solved other problems or worked on projects in the past. I mean, think about it this way for a second. If you were interviewing someone for your job, what kind of questions would you ask them? Think about that. What kind of questions would you ask someone to qualify them to do your job? Those are the kind of questions you should prepare for in a second job interview. And be ready for them. Think about your past projects and experiences that you've worked on and write them down. Write them down in detail. And what this is going to do, this is going to make it a lot easier for you to remember those past projects in the interview. Don't just count on being able to talk about your past experiences when you sit down to the interview. You want to rewrite all of those ahead of time so that they're fresh in your mind, so that you can speak about them like they just happened yesterday. But if you go into the interview and you don't plan, you haven't thought about how you're going to tell your stories, you're just going to rely on your ability to think through your projects, what's going to happen when you do that is you're going to start remembering your projects in a different order than what they happened. So if you don't do that, you have to remember, in the interview, the scene is going to be a little bit different. There's going to be a little bit more pressure on you. You're going to feel a little bit more nervous. You're not going to have that ability to quickly remember all of the things that you worked on. So that's why I really encourage you to write out all those details ahead of time to make it a lot easier for you in the interview to remember some of the recent projects that you worked on. One of the things they're going to want to do in a second interview is to dig deeper into what your plans are for this position, should they hire you. It's a bit of a test. They're going to want to see what you think about it. How are you going to do it? What tools are you going to need? What resources are you going to need? How are you going to overcome certain hurdles? They're going to want to know all of this stuff. And when you can talk about your past experiences, how you've been successful in your last job, this is going to put them at ease, that it's going to make them feel comfortable that if they hire you, that you're going to be able to handle the same types of problems for them. Because this is a second interview and you've already talked to them before, you want to make sure that everything you've said in your past interviews is consistent with what you say in the second interview. So if you were lying about some certain things in the first interview and then you don't say the same thing in the second interview, that's going to be a big red flag for you. So make sure that everything you say in the first interview is consistent with everything you say in the second interview. And you want to make sure that you don't create any type of contradictions. Because if they catch a contradiction between what you said the first interview and what you said the second interview, that's probably it for you. They're probably not even going to say anything. They're just not going to call you back. So keep that in mind. Be consistent in the second interview with everything you've done and said in the first interview. And to wrap this up, when you go in there, make sure you give them a good, firm handshake and look them in the eyes. Look them in the eyes and smile, show your teeth, show them that you're a happy person, you're happy to be there. Happy people are great. People like to be around happy people. So smile. And when you go in there and you give a big grin, you smile and you shake their hands, that's an image that is going to stick in their minds. They're going to remember that. They're going to remember you. They're going to remember that you're a happy person. And people like to be around happy people. So go in there, be happy, smile. And even while you're talking and interviewing with them, Smile. Just smile at them while you're talking. And when you smile, this is going to relax you. This is going to release some of the tension that you feel. And what I like to do is when I go into a job interview, I have a set of notes of things that I want to talk about, but I draw a little happy face on my notes so that every time I look down at my notes, I've got a happy face there. And that's my cue to make sure that I'm showing a big grin and that I'm smiling the whole time and that I'm happy to be there. Now don't overdo it. Don't go in there and just smile the whole time and do a fake smile. You want to be natural. You want to be natural. You want to be fun. You want to be happy. You want to let them know that this is the kind of place you want to be at. That's all I have for you today. Good luck on your second interview. I hope you get the job offer after that. If not, maybe you'll go to a third. If you go to a third interview, just stay along the same guidelines that I shared with you today for the second interview strategy, because it's really just more of the same in a third interview. All right, my friend? Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. We'll see you in the next video. If you found this video helpful, then give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel so you get notifications every time I release a new video. And by subscribing, you support me, my message, and this channel, so I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you hit subscribe.